shaking? This is Matty Crypto. What exactly is HEX? What is HEX? It's the cryptocurrency of our lifetime. HEX is not a startup. It's not a dream. It's not a scam. It's a cryptocurrency that's 100% finished, locked, and immutable forever. The founder and creator of HEX is a guy named Richard Hart. He's a smart cat. And this token is his masterpiece. It was launched at the early part of December 2019. It had no promises, no expectation or profit from the work of others. HEX truly is the world's first blockchain CD. It's a certificate deposit on the blockchain. So think of it basically as the ultimate time deposit. And what makes a good CD work? It pays you more if you commit to holding it longer. HEX does all the good things a traditional bank CD does. You lock up your HEX for a period of time. The longer you lock, the more HEX you get. The bigger stack of HEX that you have, that you in turn lock up, the more HEX you get. So bigger is better, longer is better. When you get a time deposit at a bank and you lock it up for, say, 2 years, you are a lucky panda if you get 1.5% a year. You lock up your HEX and that will destroy those numbers. It simply stores value in a better, more secure way. It's an ERC20 token. It's on the Ethereum blockchain, and Ethereum has the growth and all of the devs. So HEX takes advantage of that growth, and it piggybacks off of Ethereum, a trusted and safe project. So what exactly does HEX solve? Well, let's take a real world comparison that all of us can identify with. HEX versus Bitcoin. HEX does so many things already better than Bitcoin. And this is coming from someone who actually loves my BTC. I love it. So HEX simply improves on what Bitcoin was supposed to do. It's just factually true. Let me give you some examples. Bitcoin is now, 12 years old, and it has 0 audits. HEX is less than 1 year old, and it's got 3 audits, 2 security audits and 1 economic audit. Bitcoin was designed as peer-to-peer cash, but in many ways that's failed. It rewards miners and forces every single Bitcoin to go through the hands of those miners before they get to us, the end user. Miners are actually encouraged to dump, not encouraged to hold. Bitcoin actually pays miners to dump the coins that they just mined. HEX gets rid of miners who get paid too much, and instead the holders of HEX are paid to stake those tokens, stake them for longer periods of time. Bitcoin has had 2 inflation bugs. HEX, none. HEX is faster than Bitcoin. HEX has had 100% uptime. It's trustless. You mint your own coins. It has no middlemen. It has no counterparty risk. And it's truly 100% decentralized. As far as on-chain liquidity, HEX has over 100 million on-chain liquidity and has more throughput than Bitcoin. HEX is transparent. You can see who owns every single token. You can study any Ethereum address you want. Just pop it in and study it. You can see, you can find out how many stakes are on that Ethereum address. You can find out which ones will be expiring, so you can create a personal strategy around that exact information. So think about this. For instance, when a lot of stakes are about to end, you're gonna know about that. That situation could be a possible dump, and we can plan for it and predict any of that down volatility. You can sell your HEX instantly. There's no sign up, there's no KYC. So think about that. No KYC and no sign up. It's huge, and it's one of the main things that's attractive about HEX to me. Speaking of attractive, how about the HEX community? If you're not familiar with it, you need to know about it because it's really important with cryptocurrency. The HEX community, it's awesome. It's grassroots, it's strong, it's funny, it's loyal, it's smart. We have the best memes, we got the best stats. It's got the deepest game theory in the history of cryptocurrency. If you take the time to dive into the game theory, it's stunning. And the different ways you can create the strategy around that is amazing. It really is deep. Back in December 2019, HEX had something called the snapshot. And if you had Bitcoin on December 1st, you were able to claim 10,000 HEX free for every Bitcoin that you held in this approved wallet. And you can still claim it up until November the 18th of this year, 2020. This is the greatest time to start your stakes. The first year of HEX has been the adoption phase, 351 days of speculation. And during that time, about 1 billion HEX tokens are minted every day. But on November 19th, 2020, all of that stops because that's the big payday. And on that day, somewhere around 180 to 190 billion HEX is going to be paid to the people who have stakes open. No referrals, no more adoption amplifier. This massive distribution of HEX is never going to happen again. So cryptocurrency, it's the highest appreciating asset class in the history of the world. To create global wealth, you have to put power back in our hands, the people. This is what cryptocurrency was created to do. Individuals should have the power. We should have it, not governments, not bureaucrats. And HEX is literally designed to increase in value, to pump, and to become more and more valuable over time. So one of the most important things, and people talk about this a lot, is gains. And it's one of the most important features of HEX. HEX has already had insane gains, 110x in the first 6 months alone. So you got to ask yourself, how can something explode in the top 5 cryptos? It's got to be trustless, be secure, show proof of massive gains, and in less than a year, HEX has already done all of those things. Sadly, for years, people have been introduced to cryptocurrencies, ICOs, scam after scam after scam, especially over the last couple of years. But HEX is the anti-ICO. It's the anti-scam. It's the opposite, actually, of an ICO, an initial coin offering. And it's truly decentralized finance. Richard Hart once said many times that HEX literally starves scams of attention. And that statement is true now. And as HEX gets the respect it deserves, I hope it gets the respect it deserves, because that will become more and more true as HEX gains that respect. You know, at what point will HEX get the respect it should? It's done everything it said. It's done more, in my opinion, than any cryptocurrency in 2020. And I still see massive gatekeeping from big players in crypto. And that needs to stop. And remember, crypto was literally designed to remove people from having crypto, having your crypto, having your private keys. When someone else holds your coins, all you can do is hope you get your coins back. And HEX solves all of that. You own your keys, you mint your HEX, you control your crypto. There's no middleman, no counterparty, no inflation to miners, and no pollution from having those miners in the first place. HEX is the chance to bring financial freedom. It makes people look long term and forget about pump and dumps. HEX is designed to pump, yes, but it's also designed to pump for a long period of time. You stake longer, you stake bigger, up to 15 years into the future. 2035, if you staked right now for 555, the quad 5, you're gonna get that. And I love the idea of that personal responsibility. That's what HEX focuses on, the individual. You set up your Ethereum address, you buy your Ethereum, you exchange your ETH for HEX, you mint your own HEX, you stake your own HEX, you hold your tokens, and in the best case scenario, you stake long and big for the most gains. And this stabilizes the network. It stabilizes the token and also helps the price to rise. Richard Hart, I remember him once saying that there are 2 kinds of people that get rich in crypto. And he said this numerous times. He said, the 2 people are holders and founders. And to see crazy wealth in HEX delay your gratification for years and to set yourself up forever. Me, as a holder of HEX, I plan on some massive delayed gratification in the years to come. 2020 is going to go down in the books as one of the craziest rides of our life. And it just so happens that part of that crazy ride was the infancy of HEX. So in 5, 10, 20 years from now, how much will you and your HEX be worth? In my opinion, this token will make thousands of millionaires. Are you going to be one of them? What is HEX? It's the cryptocurrency of our lifetime. If you enjoyed this video, or you feel it's worth value, will you please take 2 seconds right now, hit the old like button, subscribe to this channel. It really does help this channel grow. Copy the link in this video and share it on your social media. And let's spread the word about HEX. And if you'd like to get a bigger portion of HEX, 10% bonus right now, and you can only get this until November 18th, 2020. Hit the link in the description. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will catch y'all as always on that B side.